March 24th, 1829, Roman Catholic Relief Act in the UK. The Roman Catholic Relief Act 1829 was a watershed moment in British history. It removed various political and civil disabilities that had previously been imposed on Roman Catholics in the United Kingdom. For decades, Catholics had been excluded from public office and parliamentary positions, facing discrimination due to their religious beliefs. The act was a response to long-standing agitation for Catholic emancipation, led by figures like Daniel O'Connell. Its passage granted Catholics the right to hold office, serve in Parliament, and participate fully in public life, signaling a shift towards greater religious tolerance and civil rights within Britain. 1832, Assault on Joseph Smith in Ohio. The assault on Joseph Smith in Hiram, Ohio, reflected the deep-seated animosity towards the Mormon community in America during the 19th century. Smith, the founder of the Latter-day Saint movement, faced persecution and violence from opponents who viewed his teachings and religious practices with suspicion. The attack underscored the religious intolerance prevalent at the time and the challenges faced by religious minorities in asserting their beliefs in an often hostile environment. 1854, Abolition of slavery in Venezuela. President Jose Giorgio Monagas' abolition of slavery in Venezuela marked a crucial step towards ending the abhorrent practice of slavery in Latin America. This act aligned with broader movements across the Americas to eliminate human bondage, recognizing the inherent rights of all individuals regardless of race or ethnicity. It signified a turning point in Venezuela's social and moral landscape, setting a precedent for the fight against systematic injustice. 1860, Assassination of Lee Naosuke in Japan. The assassination of Lee Naosuke, the chief minister of Japan, was a pivotal event in the country's history. It reflected the profound political turmoil and social unrest during the late Edo period. Naosuke's policies, including the opening of Japan to foreign trade and influence, were controversial and faced staunch opposition from traditionalist factions. His assassination highlighted the struggles between modernization and conservatism within Japan, leading to significant shifts in the nation's governance and policies. 1869, Surrender of Tito Kuwaro's forces in New Zealand. The surrender of Tito Kuwaro's forces marked the conclusion of a turbulent period in New Zealand's history. Tito Kuwaro, a Maori leader, had led a prolonged resistance against British colonial forces seeking to defend Maori lands and autonomy. His surrender signified the end of armed conflict in Taranaki and paved the way for reconciliation and peace-building efforts between Maori communities and the New Zealand government. 1870, Discovery of Caracol's silver ores in Atacama Desert. Jose Diaz-Gano's discovery of silver ores in the Bolivian portion of the Atacama Desert triggered the Chilean silver rushes and consequent tensions between Chile and Bolivia. The discovery of valuable mineral resources intensified economic interests and disputes over territorial boundaries and taxation rights, fueling geopolitical tensions in the region. 1878, Sinking of HMS Eurydice. The sinking of the British frigate HMS Eurydice was a tragic maritime disaster that resulted in one of the worst naval losses of its time. The incident raised concerns about naval safety and prompted reforms in ship design and safety protocols. The loss of lives underscored the risks faced by sailors and highlighted the dangers of maritime travel in adverse conditions. 1882, Discovery of the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Robert Koch's discovery of Mycobacterium tuberculosis was a groundbreaking achievement in medical science. Identifying the bacterium responsible for tuberculosis advanced the understanding of infectious diseases and laid the foundation for developing diagnostic tools and treatments for one of the most prevalent and deadly diseases of the time. Koch's work significantly contributed to the field of microbiology and had a lasting impact on global healthcare.